Evening all, welcome back to the channel. If you're finding this channel for the very first time, I'd be very grateful if you can subscribe and help the channel grow. And smash that like button on this video. It's much appreciated if you can do that for me. So this video, it's the opposite of the top 10 worst films of 2021. This one is the top 10 best movies that I've been to see, whether it's on streaming service or actually physically going out and watching it in the movie theatre. Obviously the start of 2021 wasn't great for the movie theatres because a lot of countries went into a bit of a lockdown, so a lot of movies were delayed, but nevertheless we've got some great movie titles and we were able to go. I'm grateful that we were able to go back to the movie theatre, because for me there's nothing better than watching a film on the big screen, surrounded by a load of other movie fans. Hopefully 2022, when it comes to the movie theatres, they all stay open, we can all live and we carry on. But anyway, enough of me waffling on. Now this top 10 list, this is my list. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but this is my opinion on the films that I've seen this year. Your top 10 list may be completely different to mine. If it is, share it in the comment section below. Let's have a friendly debate and let's discuss it like film fans and not like a bunch of animals. Unfortunately, animals behave better than people sometimes. Anyway, so as I said, this is my top 10. We'll go in reverse order, 10 down to 1. So, in my number 10 spot for me is Dune. Although I went to see this movie blind, I've never watched the original, and I've never read the book or books. I think there's 2 of them because we are getting a sequel. Spoiler alert, it's already been said. So, going into Dune, as I say, blind, not knowing anything about the story, I quite enjoyed this film. I thought the actor was pretty good. I've forgotten the name of the lad who played the main title role. But yeah, Jason Momoa in there, Zendaya. Unfortunately, Zendaya was hardly in it. She was towards the end of the movie. With, like I said, Jason Momoa, we had Oscar Isaac in there. I thought it was quite good sci-fi kind of thriller movie for me. It was a bit great and enjoyable. I will watch it again. I've ordered it on 4K Blu-ray, so when it comes out, I'll certainly watch it at home and give it another shot. Number 9 on my list, this is the first of the MCU films that have been out and about this year. This one is Black Widow. Now, Black Widow on my number 9, I think it had a bit of a poor run this year because it was pushed back. It should have been out. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be out in 2020, then it got pushed back. It kept on getting pushed back until last 2021 when it finally came out. I think it came out in May, I can't remember. But because of what's going on, a lot of cinemas were shut. They had to put it back. And I think what hurt the box office for Black Widow is, as everyone's learned a hard lesson, apart from Warner, they put it out on Disney Plus and the cinema, so people got to watch it at the cinema and at home. So I think, but for me, Black Widow was a really enjoyable film in the MCU. There wasn't much enthusiasm for this film because anybody who's watched Avengers Endgame, we all know what's happened to Black Widow or Natasha Romanoff. She dies. But in this, we get to see new characters It introduced us to Florence Pugh, who I think will go on to carry on being Black Widow in the MCU going forward, which I'm fine with that because Florence Pugh is beautiful. And mind the looks, she did a pretty good job in Black Widow, and obviously she's recently turned up in Hawkeye, which was nice to see. So, like I said, Black Widow is in my number 9 of the top 10 list of the best movies of 2021. Number 8 is another MCU film and another new for me, Eternals. Now for me, Eternals is at number 8 because I enjoyed this film despite a lot of hate it's got from other people. I can't understand why. For me, it was a breath of fresh air. I didn't know anything about the Eternals characters, I must admit. I've never read the comics. So when Marvel was doing this, as a fan of the MCU, I was quite intrigued to see what this was about. And me personally, other people are different, I wasn't disappointed in this film. I thought it was a breath of fresh air, something new in the story, and we got a very good story. I thought the characters were pretty good. Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie. I think the chemistry between them all was pretty fine. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we go with these characters. Obviously, at the end, we saw them getting whisked off the way because they defied the celestial being, I think it was, to do what they were supposed to do. And I can't understand what the hate is. I think I know why, but we're not going to get into that. And that's why Eternals is in my number 8. Once again, it was a complete new comic book film, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story, and like I said, I'm looking to see where we go with these sorts of characters and see what happens. Marvel and Kevin Feige have already said that there is a second one coming, and we might see one or two of them pop up somewhere in the MCU later on. So number 7 is another MCU film, and this is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I absolutely love this film. I thought it was fantastic. The chemistry between Shang-Chi and Aquafina, the guy's name will come to me in a minute, but I thought it was a great addition to the Marvel MCU. Again, this is another film that a lot of people didn't know anything about, me included. I've never, again, read the comic books of these guys, and I was going in blind with it. My favourite scene of the film is when the dragon, Fu Fang, I think that's his name, the dragon comes out of the water, etc. But again, for me, it was just another breath of fresh air for the MCU, another new story, a new set of characters to enter this wonderful Marvel Cinematic Universe that we've all been enjoying for the last 10 years. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go with these characters and see where they pop up. And I think this is the one with the post-credit scenes where Wong comes to them and they find out what the rings are all about. We see at the end, what's the name? Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel are all there. So it's quite interesting to see what we do, or what the MCU does with these characters going forward. So Shang-Chi is in my number 7 list of the top 10 best movies of 2021. As I say, your list might be different. You might not like it. Okay. Number 6 on the list for me was Mortal Kombat. This movie, I really enjoyed it. Someone who was a big fan of the original, I think it was the 97 one, I was quite surprised how good this was. For me, this reminded me of the battle scenes on the game Ghost of Tsushima. I've got that right. And I enjoyed this film. I don't know if it's left it, I haven't watched it for a bit, so I'm not sure if it's left it open for a sequel to come through, but I think we probably will. From what I gathered, it did well at the box office, and this film came out straight on cinema. It wasn't on a streaming service anywhere, so people had to come out, and especially in the UK, I don't know if it was anywhere else, it came straight to the cinema. I enjoyed it, I enjoyed the characters. I forgot who was in it now, but it was great to see how it all played out. The fight scenes were all wonderful and greatly entertaining, and obviously it was just a great all-round story. I had a really good time watching this in the movie theatre. So that's my number 6, Mortal Kombat. Number 5 on the list is No Time to Die, 007. This film was delayed and delayed and delayed. Felt like it was never going to come. A bit like Black Widow. We were wondering whether that was ever going to come out. And because of what was going on, it was getting delayed and delayed. It was supposed to come out 2020, then it was supposed to come out earlier 2021, and obviously it wasn't happening. But eventually we finally got it. I think it was September it came. I can't remember, especially in the UK. We finally got it. And I enjoyed this film. It was the last outing for Daniel Craig as James Bond. I thought the story was brilliant. I thought the action was brilliant. Rami Malek, even though we didn't get to see much of him in the film, I thought he did an alright job as the villain in this. And it was nice to see Daniel Craig go out with a, shall we say, a bang with this film. If you've watched it, you know he did. And so No Time to Die is in my top 5, is my number 5 in the top 10 list. So, number 4, Kong versus Godzilla. Seems like ages since this came out, but this came out early 2021, if you remember rightly, just as the cinemas started to reopen, thankfully. This film was enjoyable. The action scenes between Kong and Godzilla was fabulous. I enjoyed this film so much. I've even bought it on 4K Blu-ray. The fight scenes, as I say, were brilliant between Kong and Godzilla. We were working up to this for quite a while. The acting from some of the side characters were pretty cool. But just to see King Kong and Godzilla together, both on the same screen or in the same movie fighting, for me it was fabulous. I enjoyed it. And I'm hoping a lot of people enjoyed it too, but as we say, all movies are subjective to opinion. Again, a lot of people I don't think like this film, but hey ho. So yeah, so Kong vs Godzilla is in my number 4 list of top 10 best films of 2021. Now, we're in the top 3, and this top 3 has changed in the last few weeks because these films were moved around for a while. But in number 3, and this was in my top 1 up till the last few months, and my top 3 film of 2021, I know it's a release, but in my opinion, it came out in 2021, and it's Justice League, the Zack Snyder version. I have watched the original. I thought the original was good. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of people out there that didn't. But for me, the 2021 version was a much improvement of the 2017 one. I think if we got this one back in 2017, the argument would have been over. For me, Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers finally did what they were supposed to do with this film. The actor was great. The hero of the film was the Flash, Barry Allen. I think the Barry Allen scene at the end was fabulous. I'm glad they put that in. We got a bit more Superman in this film. Hopefully in the future we do get some more Henry Cavill as Superman, but I'm not holding my breath. And obviously Ben Affleck. But obviously we've got the Flash coming. I'm really interested in seeing what they do with that. So yeah, I know you can't. Some people say you can't put this in your top 10 because it's an old film, but for me it was a remake and it was brought out again. So that's why it's in my number 3. Number 2 in my top 10 best films of 2021 is Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, Ghostbusters Afterlife, after the sour taste we all got from that piece of shit in 2016 of Ghostbusters, this movie was fabulous. This was the sequel that we were all crying out for years, and we finally got it. And all the idiots out there who are complaining about it all, etc., just behave yourself. Anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I thought it was a fabulous film for what they did with it. I really enjoyed it. I ain't afraid to admit I did tear up at certain scenes with certain people turning up. I thought Paul Rudd's character was Gary, I forgot his surname, but I thought Paul Rudd played his role perfectly well. The little girl, is it Phoebe Grace? I thought she played that role very, very well. And if an awards came out, I wouldn't complain if she got any awards for that acting. She stole the whole film, to be honest, with her character. Obviously, Finn Wolfgang, people who don't know him, he's in the Stranger Things. I thought he would have done it, stole the show, but he didn't. It was the young girl. So Ghostbusters is in my number 2 spot of the best films of 2021. Again, I thought this movie was fabulous. It's the movie that everybody was crying out for, and it's taken that sweet, salty taste out of our mouths from that monstrosity that we got in 2016. So, we're at the final film of my number 1 top 10 best films or best movies of 2021, and my number 1 spot goes to Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man is my all-time favourite comic book character hero. I've grown up with Spider-Man ever since I was young. I love the Tobey Maguire films, I love the Andrew Garfield films, and seeing all these characters on the screen all together for the first time blew my mind. I think, as I said in my review of this film, I thought this film was the best comic book film I've seen since Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. This film was fun and full of energy. I've seen it a further 6 times since it's come out. I can't wait until this comes out on Blu-ray 4K, because I'll probably wear the disc out. I thought this movie was absolutely fabulous. It's worth checking out if you haven't been to see it. I'll go and watch it again a few more times because I think it stayed in the cinema for a bit longer. And yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home gets the crown for me. Obviously, other people's opinion feel different to this, but that's that. That's my list. Thank you for watching. Is your list the same as mine? If so, or if not, please leave your list in the bottom comment section in the bottom below. Have a friendly discussion about your lists and everything. As I say, we're all film fans. We don't need to fight and argue about that. There's a lot of negativity going on in the world. As I say, thank you for watching this video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel. As I say, what's your top 10 list? Best films of the year of 2021? Leave them in the comment section below. And until the next video, take care and look after yourselves.